I will now give the floor to the representative of the Americans for Democracy and Human Rights in Bahrain. You have the floor.
Mr. Vice President, Americans for Democracy and Human Rights in Bahrain, together with the Bahrain Institute for Rights and Democracy and the Bahrain Center for Human Rights, would like to call the Council's attention to the upcoming third cycle of the Universal Periodic Review of Bahrain. ADHRB has completed a preliminary assessment of the government's progress in implementing the previous 176 recommendations provided to Bahrain in its 2012 second cycle review, and found that Bahrain has effectively rejected the vast majority of the proposed reforms. Although the government accepted 158 of the Human Rights Council's 176 recommendations, the government has only made considerable progress in implementing 3 of these. 122 recommendations have not been implemented to any significant extent, and 33 have been merely technically implemented through cosmetic efforts with little to no substantive impact. 4 years on, the government of Bahrain has refused to implement recommendations to reform its criminal justice system, curb the use of torture, or institute real protections for basic human rights like free expression, assembly, association, and belief. Rather, Bahraini authorities continue to arbitrarily arrest, disappear, torture, and imprison individuals for exercising these rights. Since its last review, Bahrain has significantly expanded its criminal code and counter-terror laws to broadly restrict free expression and assembly, effectively criminalizing all forms of dissent. The government has additionally taken steps to imprison, harass, and constrain most of Bahrain's civil, political, and religious societies. Some issues, such as women's rights, had taken modest steps towards improvement during the beginning of Bahrain's second UPR cycle, yet today the government has begun backsliding in these areas too, having recently issued problematic new policies instituting new male guardianship regulations for female religious pilgrims and targeting women's rights activists with imprisonment or exile. We therefore call on the members of the Council to follow up on the recommendations given to Bahrain during its previous UPR cycle, while underscoring need for accountability and transparency.
Thank you very much.